Hey up guys, Restart Really here. Today we'll be taking an early look at the Air Jordan 1 High 85 in the black and white colorway. Now I know a lot of people might not appreciate me saying this, but this has been dubbed the Panda colorway. But regardless of what the streets may dub this, it actually comes in the Summit White black colorway. Now for a shoe as simple or basic as this, you'd think we'd have seen it a few too many times. But even though we've seen black and white mids, black and white lows, black and white Jordan golf shoes, and even the Jordan 1 Twist, which came in some crazy materials, the closest retro we got to these was in 2014 when they made a Jordan 1 in the black and white colorway. That pair was dubbed Stealth, but even then, in terms of shape, nothing has come as close as the 2023 pair in my hand. This pair pays tribute to one of the OG pairs all the way back in 1985. And as you know, the Jordan 1 shapes back then are much different to the ones we see today. So Jordan brand went ahead and made something not only in the same color, but also in the same shape. And also, if you didn't catch by now, this shoe gets its name 85 from the fact that it first debuted in 1985. Now, as far as the quality goes on this pair, I think they did a pretty good job. The white leather, it's okay. It's nothing special, but it's decent. However, I do really like the smooth black leather on this. They also kept things really hassle-free with just a black or a white lace swap option. Now, when we get to this shoe's shoebox, as you can see on the lid behind me, I'm not really sure why they went on the black on red as opposed to the usual red on black. From what I've seen from previous releases, it's usually the women's shoe that comes with the red and black shoebox. But although this isn't a women's release, they went ahead with this shoebox color. Maybe they did that back in the day, I'm not really too sure. And another really cool feature this shoe comes with is this hang tag turned pamphlet. On the outside, it's the iconic picture of Michael Jordan, and on the inside you have a small backstory and also a lot of interesting information regarding this shoe. We've seen similar pamphlet style accessories with other reimagined Jordans recently, and I think it's a really cool and informative feature to have. I was fortunate enough to get this pair early on a Sneakers Live shock drop, and if you are waiting to get a pair, there is an official release on the Sneakers app on the 15th of February. There is a lot of love for this pair, so don't be fooled by this simple color blocking thinking it's going to be an easy pickup. At the end of the day, it's an OG retro of an OG colorway in the super rare 85 silhouette, and also it's going to be so easy to style and rock with outfits. However, if you were interested in purchasing these but didn't know the differences between an 85 and the normal Jordan 1s from today, why don't we go into some differences and similarities between them? So to help me out a little bit, we'll be using the Jordan 1 High Taxi, which released last year in its normal shape. So this is the Jordan 1 High 85 silhouette, and this is the Jordan 1 High in your modern shape. Starting off at the tongue tag, you'll notice the 85 has thicker writing, and the writing on the Taxi, including the swoosh, is a lot thinner. Another difference, and I found this really interesting, is actually on the outsole of these sneakers. What we've recently become accustomed to is this grainy, gritty looking outsole. However, on the 85 pair, everything looks and feels so much smoother. Now in terms of performance, it's probably better to have these bumpy grains, but aesthetically, I really like this outsole. Carrying on, if we take a look at the Wings logo on both these shoes, embossed means it's a lot more bumpy and it's actually sticking out. Another interesting feature which a lot of people didn't catch is the R&D on the actual Wing logo itself. On the Taxi pair and almost every other Jordan 1 High, you can see the R&D very faintly touch. However, on the 85 pair, the font is completely different and no letters are touching at all. Whilst we're here talking about the Wings logo, look at the end of the Air Jordan, you can see there's a TM on the Taxi pair. On the 85s, you don't see that at all. Another difference, and this is pretty hard to notice, but the 85s have a narrower outsole. It kind of reminds me of the SB Dunks a little bit, and it's also why a lot of people who have worn the 85 pair have mentioned it's a tad more snug than usual. Another subtle feature is at the midsole. You can tell quite clearly that the 85 pair is a lot more texturized. You can even tell that the 85 tongue is larger just by how high it rides up from the collar. We also have other small variations which modern pairs from today don't have at all. The size and code on the inside of the collar, the actual sample sticker, and obviously, as we mentioned before, the descriptive hang tag. Now I've mentioned all these subtle little things which no one's really ever going to notice when they're on foot. However, let's not forget the most differentiating factor between the two, which is the shape. The main difference with the shape comes at the back of these two pairs. Notice how the 85 pair comes up almost completely straight from the back. However, on the pairs we see today, things seem to curve off a bit more. The actual shape at the toe box is quite different too. You can see the toe box on the modern pairs, such as this Taxi, are much wider, whereas the black leather really comes in a lot more on the 85 pairs. The actual swoosh on the 85 pairs are a little bit thicker than what we see today. And although it may not seem like much between the two pairs, to an avid sneaker collector, the 85 is a big deal. Hopefully I've covered everything you need to know about this pair. If there's anything you need to know, any questions, you can DM me, you can message me, you can leave a comment. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll be out.